All right, so out here on our ranch we have quite a few different types of birds, really. And so some of them are really, really big. Our geese are actually probably pretty small for geese, but they're still our biggest animal or bird. Yeah, that's the dirty one. So this is what a goose egg looks like, kind of up close. For reference, I can palm a basketball, so it's a pretty good size egg. And that's from our pilgrim geese. Here we have a muscovy egg, and a muscovy is kind of like a goose and kind of like a duck, and really they're their own little thing. They're very friendly. The males can get up to small goose size. The females usually stay about duck size. So, that being said, their eggs are very large. And here we have basically a smaller, typical Jersey Giant egg. And so Jersey Giants are the most massive of chickens. They're not the tallest, they don't have the longest wingspan, but they are the most massive. They're kind of chunky. And then here we have store-bought eggs, and so that kind of gives you a size comparison. They're very close to the same size as a small Jersey Giant egg, but once you start comparing them to Muscovy eggs, they get very, very small. And then, of course, a goose egg is way bigger. And so there is a balancing factor here, which you may have noticed on the writing here. So with store-bought eggs, you can just go to the store and you can get more, as many as you can afford. Jersey Giants, mine anyway, they do about 300 a year per hen in a good year. They're not really like a laying breed like maybe leghorns or oh my goodness, astrolorps or anything that people really brag about how many eggs they can lay. They're really not for that, and mine aren't here for laying eggs anyway, but they are really cool and I do like to hatch them, so I'd say probably 300 a year for our average hen. Now the Muscovies and the geese are a little different. So with the Muscovies and the geese, they don't lay eggs if they haven't mated, so you actually do need a male as far as I know, and they have a season. So our Jerseys, if the temperature and conditions are right, they just keep laying eggs. Our Muscovies, they do not. They have a season, like most birds should, and they get to about, I've read online they get to 60. We're not done with our very first season yet, so that's kind of like a guess. And then you have goose eggs. And this is what the websites for the hatchery that I bought mine from says, about 30, up to 30. And that seems to be true. It's the season right now, and I just brought this one in, and we're in the middle of the season. She's laid for sure 3 eggs prior to me collecting these two. And it's taken her 4 days to make this one since she made this one. So it's going to take her a while, and so I'm going to help because we lost those other eggs. I don't know what got in there, but it got in there in broad daylight and ate 2 goose eggs and like 3 Jersey eggs and 3 or 4 Muscovy eggs. It would seem that the only thing that I know that could do that would be my dogs, but they weren't in there and it was locked up. So maybe we had a band of Robin Hooding squirrels or something, and they just absconded with a bunch of eggs. But that's kind of a mystery. If I find a snake that can eat this egg, I'm going to be very upset because it could probably eat my puppies. But yeah, so kind of like a side-by-side comparison of the different eggs we have out here. I really like goose eggs too. Look at that thing. It's huge. It kind of doesn't look it when you see it in the camera, but it really feels kind of funky in your hand if you're used to having chicken eggs, because, I mean, you can't hold a chicken egg like that. It ends up just disappearing in your hand. But So we're going to take these guys here, and they're also rougher, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, we're going to take these guys, and these guys are going to go into my incubator, and we are going to have goslings, and that's just going to happen. And these eggs need to go ahead and accept that as their fate. So I think they will. I think we're going to do good here.